All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's Random Power, checking in with you guys about 8 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. And now, in addition to all the leaked photos that we have of Big Ramy, we now have an actual full posing video, front and back and side, of what Big Ramy is looking like right now at less than 8 weeks out from the Olympia. Now, one thing that really stands out to me about the recent updates that have been coming out with Big Ramy, whether it's a picture or a video, is that this year they're doing it a little bit differently. Every other year, the big talking point about Big Ramy seems to be how much he weighs 8 weeks out, 10 weeks out. Oh, he's 335, he's 350. And the weight has always been the main focus point of the post. And they're always talking about how big he is and how much he weighs. The one thing I noticed this year is that they're not really doing that at all. With this video, they didn't say how much he weighs in this video. With the photos that we've seen so far this year, they didn't say how much he weighs in those photos. So I think that's actually a good sign, because to me that means they've actually realized, okay, the fans already know Big Ramy is big. We don't need to keep talking about the weight. We don't need to keep talking about how big he is. We need to focus on getting Big Ramy dialed in, getting him conditioned, because that's what the fans need to see. It's not going to be a surprise if Big Ramy comes on stage big. It's not going to be a surprise if Big Ramy is weighing 315, 320, 330 at 10 weeks out, at 8 weeks out. He's done that before. People have already seen that. They need to see something new. So in this video, I think we're seeing something new, and I think we're seeing something very good here. This is for 8 weeks out, a guy with this much muscle mass, a guy with this kind of frame, this kind of muscle, I think this is the kind of conditioning we need to be seeing at 8 weeks out. So I got to give Big Ramy credit here. I think he looks really good for 8 weeks out. A couple things that jumped out to me in particular was the leg separation. The glute ham tie-in is already there. Just the separation between the hamstrings and the quads. That's really a sure sign of conditioning. And in the past, on the Olympia stage, I think some of the main points of his body where his conditioning seems to suffer tend to be his lower back and the glute hamstring area. So for the off season, for him to be looking that good in those areas right now, I think that's a very good sign of how he's going to look on the Olympia stage. So I will absolutely give credit where credit is due. I think Big Ramy he's on the mark right now. I think so far so good at 8 weeks out. This is where he needs to be. But only time will tell as we get closer to the Olympia what happens. His stomach does look a little bit distended here. And that's the thing that could change Big Ramy's physique in an instant, because a guy this big needs to eat a lot of food to maintain that roundness and fullness. So he could look great all the way up until the week of the Olympia. It's all going to be a matter of, carving him up properly, filling him out properly, and not blowing out his physique too much to where he has distension. So he could look perfect going all the way up to the Olympia. Then they could mess something up the last night, and that's just bodybuilding. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about how Big Ramy is looking at less than 8 weeks out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick's Strength and Power, signing out.